Oh, here I am. um, so, I got to a point where I absolutely could not do what I was doing anymore in the work. Couldn't be where I was. It just really didn't resonate for me. So, threw in the towel and asked to the wind. And I'd really put myself out there. Joined groups, sent my CV off to Durangon, everywhere I could think of that was within the realm of what I'd like to do, which is healing, both physical, in touch, body work, and also energy. So they're very much intertwined and combined and cannot actually be separated. Um, so, I happen to, it's so crazy. No matter how much effort you put in, it's always the things that come out of left field that tend to be the things that work out. So I happened to see a random post and sent a message to say, hey, I'm interested. And they responded almost immediately to say, send your CV, which I had updated to be a little more current and fluid with the times, not the stuff we used to do 30 years ago. Okay, I was saying to my daughter the other day, because she was like, oh, you got to put the effort in and read the RTFM, read the fucking manual. Like you got to put the effort in to stay current. And I said to her, but it's so overwhelming. There's just, things move so fast and there's so much new. Like it's really challenging to keep your finger on the pulse while you're just trying to live, make a living, earn a living, tend to yourself and your environment, and progress in all of that. So I said to her, it's a bit like, what if if we did a U-turn and we went backwards, like you'd have to learn how to do dial-in internet, and fax machines and those little, I can't remember what they're called now, those little gadgets, what the fuck it's called, those gadgets that send you messages, that doctors always used to wear. I mean, think about it. There was a time where doctors smoked in the doctor's office when you went for your appointment. Or I can remember at 16 taking a flight and sitting next to a guy, and he smoked the whole way, and it was just like, what? So yeah, the times they are changing, and it's challenging. And I love, again, all the signs that come up. I see and read things all the time that really resonate with me. There's something about being this age which makes you feel a little bit like an outcast. You want to hit the dating scene. Well, that is a quagmire. Um, I don't think one is asking for too much, but yet it seems like an impossible ask. And if you macro that, it seems like asking for the most simple things, like joy and peace and fluidity in life. They seem like impossible tasks and asks, living in the world we live in today. And the crazy thing is that so many of us see that and are resistant to it, but yet we can't be, because the mass collective is experiencing it, but which means we must be causing it, because everything is just reflecting us back at us. So it's such a juxtaposition to be in, and like, what do we do about it? And we could go out and be political activists and social activists and environmental activists and what have you, but it really starts with the self, with the simple act of a breath, which really, the first thing you do in life and the last thing you do, well, the first thing you do in life is inspire, inspiration. And I like that, inspire, like to spark a stimulate something into being. And then with the last breath, you expire, expiration, so end. So breath is really important, and a simple thing like just tuning into your breath. How am I breathing? Like as in the pace of your breathing, slow down. Life will slow down. And the depth, so instead of this stress response of inhaling and exhaling rapidly, really breathe into the deepest parts of your lungs, both at the bottom, the sides, and the top. And that will give you your depth in life. So breathing is of utmost importance. We can't live without it. If you think about it, when someone dies, we do CPR. What do? We breathe life back into them. And then the second most important thing is, I'm just tapping into quickly the compass of wellness, which is part of the fundamentals of well-being, which is what I like to work with when it comes to my work with people in the wellness realm, coaching. The second thing that's important is water. You can go days without food, but water you pretty much need every day. And one of the issues we have on this planet is the quality of our water. And I remember there being a day when I was nursing, and I remember having a discussion, and someone said, yeah, we'll have to buy water one day. And I was like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. Water's everywhere. And I see now how we can't just drink the water everywhere because of the lack of sanitation thereof, never mind the lack of nutrients. So sourcing clean water is important, pure water is important. And then nourishment. How are we nourishing ourselves? So it's not only about the food we eat, and not going to lie, really do actually, as a matter of principle, but the food you eat definitely impacts your health, as in you can be suffering from many diseases of inflammation and disorder in your body, disease. But if you eat the correct nutrients, your chem lab will adjust, and you will have better mental health and better physical health with a lot less issues and a lot less need from the intervention of I love how they call it the health system, when actually it's the illness system. Because yes, you can have an operation to fix a bone, but there's very little when it comes to our diseases that the medical system fix. They'd go out of business if they fixed you, if they found solutions to cancer and diabetes. So it's not in their best interest to do that. It's in their best interest just to manage your issues so that they can keep justifying their existence. And I'm resistant to that, which is why, having come from a medical background, I saw how things were, and I had the experience one day which was a big click for me. There was a diabetic lady lying in the diabetic ward, and she had already been there 9 months. I mean, can you imagine being in hospital for 9 months? Like, it blows my mind away. I could barely manage to stand being there for 12 hours a day. And she had this big cut. She had had a laparoscopy, and so she had this big line, big cut, vertical is the word I'm looking for, opening in her abdomen. And you could see she was overweight, so you could see the fat cells, you could see almost right down to the muscle. And it refused to heal because she had diabetes, and that's one of the unfortunate things with, she looked type 1 diabetes. So it's actually on an organic level. I don't know if there's much one can do about it other than manage stress and manage diet. But this wound refused to heal up. And every day we would dress the wound twice a day, and every afternoon her family would come and visit, and they would bring grapes, super high in fructose. They would bring cookies and cakes and sweets and all kinds of lovely treats to I guess make her feel nice. But the problem were, they were enabling, these were the very things that were contributing to the continuation of her problem of not being able to heal. And one day while I was doing her dressing, she said to me, "Oh, Nursey, fix me." Oh my gosh, that was such a click for me and such a hook. And in my head, I thought, you know what, Auntie, what are you doing to fix yourself? And that was a driver towards why I do what I do today. I'm really about, let's get to the source of things, and let's figure out what's dysfunctional in your life and address that, both on a very real, tangible, physical way, but also on a metaphysical, energetic way. So when it comes back to nutrition, yes, you can change your diet and eat foods that actually offer you the nutrients your body needs to thrive. But it's also, what are you consuming in the way of energetically, metaphysically? All this doom scrolling and watching the news and the literature we expose ourselves to and the conversations we have, are they feeding you or are they fueling you? And I just want to interject there quickly about something that came into my consciousness yesterday about, I do it too. So this is not a blame game. This is just an aware, like a consciousness moment of, we follow lots of people on all these social platforms, and we usually just, we might click for a thumbs up and we'll do that post after post after post, but we rarely actually engage with those posts. I mean, sometimes we might make the extra little effort of clicking the heart or the wow or the ha ha ha, that's funny. But do we really stop to put energy in? And it's something I have started to do when I see a post that resonates with me, or that triggers me, or that inspires me. I've started commenting on them because I want that person in the same way. I guess it's a little prompt for use, but in the same way, I want to know that I want them to know that they're heard and seen and appreciated, and that they are making a difference to at least someone, even if they don't know me, because in many instances that we don't know each other. Sometimes we don't even follow each other, but yet what they did or said or shared, it was worth their time and effort. So I want to reciprocate and give them back that by just making a little comment. And that's something I would appreciate more for my posts and my shares. And I want people to not just like, but also subscribe to support me, so that I can have additional streams of monetized income. So I just feel like we're so quick to pew, 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 pew. But maybe we need to stop and pause a little more and show appreciation and recognize what's meaningful to us. And I'm often surprised, when I do these videos. I know I haven't done them for a long time. I haven't really I mentally have felt very stimulated and inspired, but emotionally I have just been in such a funk that it's been very difficult to put myself in front of the camera and in this situation and talk, like actually speak. I've felt very inwards in order to process and integrate all those feelies and just flow with them more than share them. So yeah, perhaps, and I would certainly appreciate if people commented more and engaged more and interacted more with my media, because it means something. It gives me direction. It tells me what you want less of, what you want more of, what do you want to hear. Are you interested in rambles about my state of being, or are you more interested in hearing things about things you could do for your well-being and your wellness, like little tips and uh, ideas, sharing ideas of the myriad of things, that ways you can use all this nature to improve your state of being and your life and your health. So anyway, back on track with what are you consuming, both physically and metaphysically. And then the final quadrant of the compass to wellness is about rest and restoration. And on that note, for the last 3 weeks, I've very much, actually it's been a bit longer than that, it's been about a month, that I've put myself into a self-retreat and isolation. And I have a lot of rules I live by, get up, do, be, whatever. And I decided to flip the script completely and do things in discord with that. And so really minimize and limit interaction with other humans, and really just be in a space. It's almost like a silent retreat, and allow, in a very sober way, allow what comes up and be with it and get comfortable with it and accept, because it's only when you do that that it releases. Expressing everything all the time is really just noise. I think it's important to there's an aeroplane. It's important to just be with yourself and know where you're at. And it's not comfortable. In fact, it's very uncomfortable, and it can take one to a very dark space. But you only see light in the dark, So I highly recommend you do it. Take a weekend. I know everyone's busy with their lives, work, family, friends, walk the dogs, cook the food, do the shopping, hobbies, sports, keep active, whatever. But I think it's important to just take a little time out and don't speak to anybody. Don't go onto social media. Just be and just breathe. Back to the circle completes. So back to what's really important, which is the quality of your breath. And on that note, I'm going to stop rambling, and again would appreciate any feedback you have. And I'm going to continue my walk, and as I go, if I see anything that's worth sharing, I'll be posting it. So hey, happy day. Look forward to talking to you again. Bye.